When you buy a diamond ring, you want that thing to look expensive, if not actually be expensive. Plus you or your wife will be wearing it for the rest of their life. There are some rules to follow to ensure your diamond looks expensive, and I will go over those now. Rule 1, small band, big diamond. I asked my wife and a group of women on a Facebook Getting Engaged group to picture an expensive engagement ring in their head. Then I asked them, what does it look like? The number one response I got was big diamond. So let's start there. If you want the diamond to look huge and the perception of it to be bigger than it actually is, everything else around the diamond has to be small. Take a look at these two diamonds. Which diamond looks bigger to you? The center stone is about the same on both of them. The only difference is on this one, there is a smaller band size. Our brains always make a contrast in our head, so subconsciously the diamond will appear to be bigger next to small things. Now, if you want more design to it, you can put diamonds all the way around the band, and the smaller those diamonds are, the bigger the center stone will look in comparison to those small diamonds. The temptation is for people trying to get an expensive ring is they also try and make the band of the ring look more elaborate. While that is a matter of preference, it will automatically make the center stone look smaller the more you do with the band and the more elaborate you make it. And in general, the more you do with the band, the more attention it takes away from the center diamond. Rule 2, expensive ring or expensive diamond. Which one? There are some that would still prefer an expensive looking ring as opposed to calling attention to the diamond itself. Whether they don't have the budget or it may just be preference, we will go over making the ring look expensive as well. However, the two are at odds with each other, as I mentioned before. The more prominent the center diamond, the less focus on the ring. The more focus on the ring, the more it takes away from the diamond. Finding a middle ground is actually probably not a good idea if you want the ring to look as expensive as possible. So my advice is to choose one or the other. Make the diamond look huge or make the ring look elaborate and luxurious. Rule 3. What looks more expensive to you? The Mona Lisa or a headshot that you took last year? Obviously the Mona Lisa. It's ancient, expensive, and doesn't look mass-produced like a picture can. It's all psychological. Old things look more handcrafted and customized and less mass-produced. So there are a couple of things that give the appearance of vintage. The first thing is rose gold. Automatically, rose gold looks more vintage, even though it's more a contemporary style. For some reason, it just gives it that vintage look. What is good is that most of the time, rose gold itself is less expensive because it mostly comes in only 14K, yet it looks more expensive. Watch my ring metals video I will post at the end of this video if you want to know more on the advantages and disadvantages of each ring metal and how you may actually want a lower carat metal for both cost and functionality for your ring. If you are putting more focus on the ring design instead of the diamond, a claw setting class look more vintage as well. But once again, only if you want to focus on the ring looking expensive and not the diamond. There are ways to make it look vintage and still have a small band, but there aren't actually very many of them, and it's too much of a preference thing to go over in this video. Rule 4, the 10-second test. Most people that are going to look at your diamond ring are not going to look more than 10 seconds. Also important to know is that most diamonds have little flaws. The reason I tell you these things is as long as the average person doesn't notice any flaws in the diamond after 10 seconds of looking at it, then you are fine, and that will help you save a lot of money and put money into other aspects of the diamond and ring. Keep in mind, diamond flaws are hard to see for the average person, even if they are looking for them and even if they're big. For example, can you see the flaws in these diamonds? These are even zoomed in and you are looking for the flaws. Most people looking at diamonds aren't looking for a flaw. So make sure the clarity grade is above a VS1 and then you don't have to worry about that much anymore. If you are buying a clarity grade lower than that, make sure the flaws are on the side of the diamond, because no one really looks at the side of the diamond once you purchase it and set it in the ring. If this isn't making sense, you can watch my videos on clarity grades and comparisons for more information on that. Now, what may seem counterintuitive is actually online websites are a good way of buying diamonds for spotting diamond flaws. They are 1,000 times better than brick and mortar jewelry stores for being able to spot a flaw. My favorite diamond website is linked to below this. They use lighting that exposes flaws. Why would you want that? You want to know what you are getting before you buy it. And like I said, every diamond has flaws in it. It's just a matter of how big or small they are. And better to know a diamond's flaws than be oblivious to them and find out later there is a huge flaw that you couldn't see in the center of the diamond when you were shopping for it because they shine pretty little lights on it. And then once you see that flaw, you will never unsee it. So watch my online diamond clarity video I will put in the playlist at the end of this video. Also, as part of the 10-second test, people will be making sure the diamond isn't yellow when they're looking at it at the glance. As long as the diamond isn't too yellow or next to a more colorless diamond, people normally won't notice how yellow a diamond is, especially if you keep it within a certain level. So look at this diamond. It doesn't look too yellow until I put it next to a more colorless diamond right next to it. So I don't ever go below an H in color for a diamond. And if you have other big diamonds next to it, you have to go with a D to make it look expensive, because that is the highest grade and the most colorless diamond. My point with the 10-second rule is that color and clarity aren't as big of a deal as you think. So why not put your money for characteristics that matter in making the diamond look more expensive? Rule 5, carat is king. I already explained using a smaller band will make the diamond look bigger, but there are other intrinsic qualities in the diamond that will actually get you a bigger diamond. So one thing to consider is not buying a round diamond. Look at these diamonds. They are all about 1 carat, but which diamond looks bigger to you? To most people, Marquise diamonds always look bigger than what they are. It just so happens Marquise diamonds actually less expensive, even though they look bigger and more expensive. But let's say you don't want to get a Marquise diamond. Oval diamonds are also a second choice for looking bigger than they are, and therefore they look more expensive than they are. On a side note, people think oval diamonds look more prestigious anyways, so they can look more expensive just by having an oval diamond. Now, another tip to making a diamond look bigger is the halo style of a ring. A halo style of a ring is where you have diamonds all around the center stone. Now, what this does is it makes the center diamond look a lot bigger, and you can even have a double halo that will make it look even bigger. Now you combine this with a small band, and you've taken a smaller diamond and made it look huge, which obviously makes it look more expensive. For some people, they do think this look is really trendy, which is less vintage, but that's all just opinion. In my opinion, it does make it look a lot bigger, which makes it look more expensive. So watch my diamond comparison video if you want to see how different shapes look bigger than other shapes. And I will link to that once again at the end of this video in one of the playlists. Rule 6. If carat is king, then sparkle is second in line. The next thing people often notice in a diamond that makes it look expensive is its sparkle. A perfectly cut diamond will sparkle at its peak. Any cut grade less than excellent will cause the diamond to lose some of that sparkle. The reason is that in a poorly cut diamond, more light escapes out the sides and the back of the diamond instead of refracting back at your eye. So never compromise on the cut of a diamond, as a poor cut can also make the diamond look smaller than the carat would suggest it is. So remember, on the clarity and cut grade, you can compromise a little and still have the diamond look really expensive. But make sure the cut is ideal or excellent and the carat is as big as your budget will allow. Also, something people never really get, but I highly recommend, is a jewelry cleaner. Why? Because it will keep the diamond sparkling at its peak. I will link to a good jewelry cleaner below. Another thing to check to make sure the diamond sparkles at its peak is to make sure the grading notes of the diamond certificate doesn't mention anything about clouds. In each certificate, there's a section that just kind of describes some of the flaws that the diamond has. It's okay to have some of those things, but if it says something about clouds, that takes away from the sparkle of the diamond. So I would shy away from any clarity grade that involves clouds or cloudiness. Rule 7, get more bang for your buck. A good way to ensure a diamond looks expensive is to buy an expensive diamond, duh. But there are things you can do so that your dollar goes further when buying a diamond. You get the same quality diamonds for less money when you buy online. Now that you are buying diamonds for half the cost of brick and mortar stores, instead of taking home those savings, you can just apply it to a better diamond or ring, and you can get double the quality in a diamond and ring for the same you would pay for a lesser ring somewhere else. Now, it's important to buy from a quality online diamond website so you aren't getting ripped off. Number 8, focus on the ring if you're buying a center diamond that is less than 0.7 in carat. In this case, I would go for the elaborate looking ring. This is my opinion, but less than 0.7 carat is not that big. So to make the ring look expensive, you want to go for the elaborate ring style instead, like we mentioned earlier. It's just that it's hard to make a center diamond look that expensive, and it's easier to find a ring that looks a lot more fancy and expensive for less money in that case. Putting more money into a center diamond to have it look a little bigger won't get you as much as opposed to putting more money into the ring to make it look more fancy and elaborate. So if you want to watch anything about getting engaged or about diamond rings, watch these playlists that I will put up now at the end of this video. Or if you want all my travel, health, and home automation videos, subscribe to this other channel. In my videos, I strive to blow your mind and never waste your time. So like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.